Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với phần cuối cùng của chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh và mời quý vị cùng tiếp tục theo dõi cuộc trò chuyện với chúng tôi với ông Stephen Heathcote là phó tổng giám đốc của ACCA Toàn cầu về những lời khuyên dành cho các bạn trẻ muốn phát triển sự nghiệp trong lĩnh vực kế toán và tài chính.
For young graduate in accounting and finance, what is your advice for them to be successful in this job?
Yeah, I think there's a number of things I'd focus on there. Firstly, they do have to work hard. You know, there is a base level of knowledge that you have to be an accountant. You have to understand controls. You have to understand risk. You have to understand tax. You have to understand accounting. So you do, that is hard work. Some of those areas are quite technical, but you need to be able to prove you understand those to get to the next levels and to give you access to those higher positions. So the first thing is work hard and stick at it, because actually if you look at the people who are professional accountants, and I've met some really inspiring members here in Vietnam, everyone says to me it's well worth it. You know, it's well worth those few years of hard effort and work open up a whole range of opportunities for the rest of your career. A couple of years to do that is not a huge amount of time for a career that's going to span many, many years, 40 years potentially. It's not a long length of time. So work hard and be committed. I think the other thing is that I would say to a young person, think very hard who you want to be, because a professional accountant is someone who is ethical. They believe in public value, so they want to do something that helps people and makes a difference in society. That's part of why you have professions, is what we are. So think about, what motivates you. It's not all about money. It's actually about making a difference to people, improving the prospects of companies, creating more jobs, giving people the opportunity to work, making those jobs more meaningful, creating more growth. You create more growth, that helps broader society as well. So I think they have to think about their values and what they stand for, and then really focus on good communication skills, because to do anything now in any role and to do it well, you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to deliver your ideas to other people. They need to be able to listen to you. You need to be able to inspire them. You can start practicing that from a very early age at university. You can take part in debating clubs. If you're at school, you can try and talk to a wider range of people. You can go outside your comfort zone, go to slightly different events, or try and meet people you've never met before, and polish up on networking skills as well, because one of the roles of the accountant is to connect people together, connect suppliers, distributors, customers, connect them all together. So it requires you knowing people and being able to talk to people and help people and support people. And that actually means being very generous. Because to be a good networker, it's not about thinking, what can I get from that person? It's more about saying, how can I help that person? And the way life is, if you help someone, you know what, they're going to help you back at some point. And that's the way they need to be. And if they could start adopting those principles early on, they'll do very well in life.
How is the, let's say, the career prospect for somebody who have a degree in accountancy?
The career prospects for someone with
How is the job market right now in terms of recruiting?
In terms of degrees in accountancy rather than professional qualifications, because there is a big difference between the two. I mean, there is a real need for finance people, and certainly here in Vietnam, the sense I'm getting talking to employers, there is a work for people, because that there is such a gap in terms of financial capability. Now, it does range that to try and get into the top positions, they're very selective, and they go for the actually top people. But then there's a whole range of different jobs that need to be done. And certainly one of the traits that I think people need to have is they need to show that they can be entrepreneurs. So actually you never give up, and you always look for a different opportunity. So even though there may not be a job directly there, there is definitely ways of creating work, because there's such a need for good finance people with finance capabilities. So I would say, if you have an accountancy degree, you're in a very good position. You're in even a better position if you have a professional qualification. And the two can be linked together. An academic degree is an academic degree. The employers particularly appreciate someone who has some of the application skills, the employability skills. A professional qualification builds on a degree and makes sure that people can actually apply their knowledge in the workplace with workplace scenarios. So that's why you see all the big accounting firms, they'll train people in the professional qualifications, as well as having degrees. If you can get both, you're in a very, very strong position in the labour market.
From your observation and experience, what are some of the typical traits or characteristics that you must have if you want to pursue a successful career in accounting or finance?
Yeah, I think there's you have to have a successful career in accountancy. You need to be persistent, so you don't give up. You need to be quite robust and resilient because it can be tough at the start because you're doing a lot of work and at the start not necessarily getting the reward. So that means you have to be a sort of person who can carry on with that and see past where they are today into where they want to get to in the future. I'd say again that you need to be someone who has very high values. You're actually doing something for a purpose, and you have a belief in a larger purpose in what you do. You're striving to be the best you possibly can be. I think that's probably one of the traits I would highlight. It's about always trying to be the best. If you look at the top sports people in the world, whatever sport you choose, whatever sport you like, if it's football, or it doesn't matter. The people who are the best footballers in the world, they're always trying to perfect their skills. So I'm from England, and we followed one of the players, David Beckham, over the years. But David Beckham, he used to.
I'm a fan too. Yeah.
So David Beckham, you probably know him, and he used to after every game finished would go back and practice, and he was never satisfied that he was good enough, and that's how he became one of the best sort of kickers of a free kick taker in the world. But that's a state of mind, I think. You could adopt that in anything you do, and to be a leader in life, you want to be constantly thinking, how can I do that better? How can I learn more?
So how do you recruit more members for ACCA in Vietnam?
I think the main way we need to recruit more members is actually through our own members, because I think our own members are very inspiring. I was saying I've met a few of them in the last few days. They are fantastic people. They're very, very bright. Some of them in very senior roles, and they are passionate about ACCA. I think for anyone making a decision about their career path, if they hear some of our members speaking and they see who they are and they see the senior roles they have, that sells itself in many ways. I think we're in a very strong position. I don't think there's many other qualifications out there which have led to people having such senior roles. I mean, also we would say that the way our qualification is designed is very complete. It covers strategy, it covers finance, it covers risk, and that's everything that's needed to move your head into those sort of C-suite roles, into the CEO role, Chief Operating Officer role. Our qualification is a very good foundation for that. Other ones aren't as complete, they can be narrower. So for someone who's ambitious, I'd say going to ACCA is a very good move. And we are recognised globally and all the way around the region, so it gives people options as well if they at some point want to explore working outside Vietnam, and it gives them that option as well.
I know you come here only for a few times, but what is your impression about this country?
Oh, my impression about this. I've been here a few times, and I want to come back a lot more because I think it's a fantastic country. I mean, I think in many ways, actually, I think it has ambition, a lot of ambition. It can, and the good thing is the government's supporting that as well as business, and I think you don't always have that in some countries. The government doesn't align to business need, and I get the feeling here that absolutely the government wants to make the changes which are necessary. But all the people I meet here, it doesn't matter actually what role they're in or where they're from. They are very, they're very welcoming. But it's more than welcoming. They want to provide a good service. They want people to feel good, and I've had that service from the time I basically walked off the plane. From the first people you meet, they're almost coming to you saying, "Well, how can we help you? Is there anything you need?" I was in the airport, sort of looking around, a bit lost. People were coming over saying, "Oh, can I help you? Are you okay?" You don't get that in many places. And that's that. Although there's a lot of change in the world in terms of sticking to things that you don't want to change, I'd say actually that service orientation, that respect for others, that desire to help and make things better for people.
Yeah.
That will take Vietnam a long way. So whatever you do, don't change that, because that really is very noticeable for someone coming into the country.
And we are a huge fan of Premier League too.
No, but that's good as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you so much for sharing.
No, thank you for your time. Thank you.
Câu chuyện vừa rồi cũng đã khép lại chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh ngày hôm nay. Quý vị có thể xem lại chương trình trên website fbnc.vn hoặc là facebook.com/đồng tiền thông minh. Thân ái chào tạm biệt.